Okay, welcome to this short video on how to connect Titan Mobile using the Titan Go software, I believe around 15.1, to a Artnet node to then talk to a light. First and most important thing is have a coffee. Very important. Now, I have my Titan Mobile set up, ready to go. In it, I have patched my Orion Trico 7 just there on line 1, address 1, just as a demo. The Titan Mobile setup as usual. This is a BrightQ BT Node 28, but the process is pretty much the same for most of the Artnet devices. And this is just a little LED cam in Trico 7, just to test that the system works. And that is coming out of way 1 of the Artnet node. So first things first, you'll notice here on the front here it has power, link and activity. So power is on, obviously, but link and activity are not flashing because there is no network. Sometimes on the other Artnet nodes the link and activity lights are on the back. They're just an indicator of whether you're receiving traffic over a network. And I have my little Cat5 cable there to link them together. So first things first, in the Titan software, I'm going to go into System, and I'm going to Network Settings. Now you'll note the little thing says there is no network interfaces found. That means I am not plugged into the Artnet node or any other Artnet system. And if I move around to the back, just here, you'll see that my lovely little Nook has in fact not got the Artnet cable out of it. So if you're using a laptop, it will be a similar thing, or if you're using a dongle, again, a similar thing. If you see this error, then it is not finding any networks at all. I'll just exit out of that. So I will go around with my lovely handy network cable. Plug in to the port at the back of my Nook or wherever it is on your dongle or your laptop. And then in the back here we have Ethernet in, and many have a through as well, or an in and out, or not Ethernet 1 and 2. I'm going to Ethernet in because that's what that says. Now you will see, hopefully on the back here somewhere, oopsie daisy, the green lights are on. So that is the link and activity lights just there. So that means I've got a network. If I move around to the front of the Artnet node, I am getting a network here. That means I am linking. So many Artnet nodes and the Artnet systems are on the 2.x.x.x range, and the subnet mask being the 255.0.0.0 range. They can also be on the 10.x.x.x range. The 2 and the 10 being the most important initial verifiers on the network. They need to be on the same ranges as each other in order to work. So if I jump into the menu system, this will be different on every node. So if I jump into the menu system here and I go down to set IP address and hit the enter button, you'll see it is set on the 2.0.0.1 range. And I can hit enter on that. I can go down to enter even if I know how to use it. Enter. And the net mask is a subnet mask. Again, these menu options will be different on different nodes. If I hit enter into that, you'll see I am on A 255.0.0.0. And if I hit enter again. So I know that this node, and if you are going into a venue that has a node already set up and you're plugging into a house system, you'll need to check with them as to the IP address, and you need to make your Titan Mobile match it but not clash with it. Now there are two ways you can do that. You can do it in the software, which is actually one of the easiest ways to do it, and you can do it in the actual Windows hardware because you are running Titan Go on a laptop or anything else. A lot of times you will find that you'll be sitting on the 192 range if you've been using the internet and been plugging into the internet. That is although Artnet will run on that range, you will find that most of the time you will be in the 2 or 10 range. So we'll jump into system settings, go to network settings, and you'll see now, because I'm connected, you see that it's saying Ethernet. If you have more than one internet connection, it will show them, and you want to make sure that you check that you're on the right Ethernet. So disconnect anything but the line that's going to the node. So if I go hit on that, it will bring me up to more menu systems. So I have enable DHCP, which is a security protocol, which we don't want to do. You have the option to set the IP address, set the subnet mask, and then two options here: set IP to .star, set IP 10 .star. If you select one of those two buttons, if there are multiple devices on your network and you don't know all those devices, these buttons here will scan and set it to an available free address. Now, what you don't want to do in order for it not to clash is you don't want to be on the exact same IP address as anything else on this network. So where the BT node here is on 2.0.0.1, I do not want any other device to be on that, otherwise they will clash and not work. So actually, my IP address here, 2.0.0.10, is perfect. But if it weren't perfect, I could just jump down here and go, say, 2.0.0.20. Enter. You'll see it's jumped back now that I've hit enter. If I hit network settings again, you'll see that's in the 20 range. So I know that that's absolutely clear. If I jump into that, you'll see the subnet mask matches 255.0.0.0. That's what you want. And then save settings. So if I then exit out of that, and I go into my Dmx settings now. So in my Dmx settings here, oh no, that's Dmx merge. Dmx settings here, you will see that I have all my lines down this side as per usual, with my hard universes out with lines 1 to 4 as default. And then on this side here, you will see BT node 28 has appeared with 7 universe lines with that IP address. So I know that it is connected to the correct node because that is the IP address, the 2.0.0.1. That is this node here. So I know that's correct. Now, a little thing about these various universes and outputs. Obviously, Artnet starts at universe 0. You don't have to, but that is standard. So you need to match the outputs here, 1 through to 8, and make sure that they are on these correct lines here, 0 through to 7, because they can change. So if you're going into an in-house node, you just need to make sure that you know where the universes are going. So in menu, I can jump down and you'll see for the set DMX port. So if I select on that, then that shows me all of these ports here through to 8, which match 1 through to 8 here. So if I jump back up there, so port 1 is set to out, which is what it wants to be. The mode is single, frame rate is 40, and the universe, if we click on universe, is universe 0. That's what we want it to be. So you need to check that all of your ports are routed on the node correctly. But I know that these are, so I know that universe 0 through to 7 is ports 1 through to 8. So then I can go here and I go universe 0, I want to be my line 1. Universe 1, I want to be my line 2. Universe 2, my line 3. Universe 3, my line 4, and so on. I'm only going to do these 4, although I could go all the way up. Why not? Why not? Let's patch all of it. 5 to 6, 6 to 7, 7 to 8. So that is all of my Artnet universes patched. Now, if you are running a floor package, you may want to put them onto house lines that start further up. But that is how you basically route it. You will always tend to see that the Titan Mobile software will find the node. It's very, very rare that it won't find the node unless there's an issue with the lines. If, however, it doesn't, there is broadcast universe 0. So that broadcast universe, it just spits out Artnet on universe 0. So it just kind of forces itself through. So if you don't see the node turn up, you can try the broadcast universes and see if that will work. But 9 out of 10 times, like I say, I have personally not seen an Artnet node not appear in the lovely available DMX modes there with the name and the IP address and any handles like identifiers it's got. So now that we've done that, that is excellent. Go to Avo and exit. We are back up here. So we go there, select my light, hit locate, and we have life because that is coming out of line 1 there, which is universe 0, and I have patched universe 0 to my line 1 in the DMX settings. So my line 1 here is BT node universe 0, which is universe 1 there, and that works. Let's just again exit out of that. Let's grab that. Let's put a little shape and effect into it. Let's just create a color shape, do a rainbow RGB just to make sure it is working. It is working. Excellent. That deserves another slurp of coffee. So let's just summarize this. Exit and clear. First thing you do, boot up your show file. Second thing you do is you plug your, if I can focus in on it because it won't, there we are, the Cat5 out of your PC, laptop, NUC, whatever it is, dongle that is spitting out your Artnet. You run it into the Artnet box on the Ethernet in. You can quickly check that it is seeing each other by the fact that it has lovely flashing green lights there, and somewhere on whatever node you have will be an activity light. Next, you check in your menu what your IP addresses are, or you get that from the in-house technicians, and you see that this is on the 2 range and it's 2001, so you know that is what the node's on. So then you go to your network settings, which is Avo key and the disk key to go into systems, network settings just there, and you check to see whether you are on the right range, which I am, and that the subnet masks are correct as well. Subnet mask 255.0.0.0. Down on here, net mask 255.0.0.0.0. Enter. Perfect. Once I've done that, I come back out of there. I go to my DMX settings, enter, and I make sure if I score all these again, score them all out, I should see my Artnet box appear just here, and then I route the universes where I want them. That will depend on your patch and what other Turing kit you've got. Let's just put them all in like so. Now I've done that, I exit out of there, I go to my patch light, and I hit locate, and I get life. And then just exit out of that, go to shapes and effects, shape generator, create, color, rainbow RGB, and just like that, we have the Artnet box connected through. Troubleshooting, difficult to show without actually being in front of the issues. The most common issues are them being plugged into the wrong Ethernet lines. Always make sure you've got link connectivity, that you unplug everything else and disconnect all your Wi-Fi and any other Ethernet devices coming out of your Titan Mobile system, so that you're only talking to that node, and you know that it will be in that Ethernet card, because it will show multiple if you have multiple network systems running. So you need to make sure you are on the right one. Other commons is being either not being on the right network range, so in network settings, so not being on the 2.0.0 range or the 10.0.0 range. I should probably zoom in on that like that. So not being in those ranges there. So jumping in and making sure I'm on the right range and the right subnet mask. Those are the two things that can foul it up. The other thing that can foul it up is network clashes. So if something else were to have my 2.0.0.20 IP address, so if this was set to 20 as well, or the there's something else on the network that has that IP address, or the IP address of the node, which will be 2.0.0.1 in this case. If there's another object, item, piece of equipment on the network with that line, with that IP address, it will cause a clash, and you'll find that it won't work, it won't talk. Other than that, make sure that you are either set to streaming ACN or Artnet, and that the outputs are routed correctly both between the node and your system, just the same way you do on Dmx universes out of your hard console. That's really it for them. So hope this was useful.